Hey guys, Esther here, and today on Crazy to Clarity, we're talking about family dynamics and the different things that go on when we are maybe in a family that is a blended family, which means you could be step family coming together. So you married someone who has his own children and they have their own children, and so now there's different generations. Or it could be your own family where you have now in-laws and you have a daughter-in-law, son-in-law, those types of things. So different dynamics going on in the family structure. So one of the questions that comes up, and I myself have had these experiences, is feeling that we don't matter, right? Like we on the receiving end of being the new person coming into the family. Maybe you're not of the blood of the family. Maybe you're an in-law, you're a stepchild or a stepmother, father, whatever. And you feel like maybe you're experiencing feelings of being unseen, maybe like you don't matter, maybe there's kind of like a very superficial kind of connection going on with the different people in the family and the tribe, let's call it. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with a dynamic where you're now part of this family, but you really feel not a part of the family and you just feel kind of like an outsider, right? Well, here's the thing, guys. This is a normal feeling. This is a normal feeling, and it happens everywhere all the time. And so here's some things that we could do. The first thing is communication. If you feel that you can speak to the other party, the party that is making you feel isolated or making you feel some kind of way, if you feel that there is an opening for real, authentic, clear, honest communication, do it. 100%. That is the number one way to resolve these issues, right? Hey biatch, you're making me crazy, make a joke out of it, have a good time with it, just play with it, have a good time. Don't make the conversation so heavy and traumatic, just play. Now, let's say you can't do that. And let's say, the other party is, they're in their own world. They have their own level of crazy, right? And so you really can't have that conversation with them. So I would say have a conversation with your spouse, your person that you are in the household with on a regular, the person that you share your daily struggles with, the person that really knows you inside and out, and have a real authentic conversation with that person, but not from a place of blame. Your daughter, blah, 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 your son, blah, 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 or your in-laws, or no. No. That is gonna get you nowhere. So we wanna make sure that we go in from, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. This is what I'm feeling. And really come from a place of compassion for yourself, but also for them. Understanding that they're probably dealing with maybe a trauma or something had happened, that the family has now had all these changes going on. So really have compassion all around, okay? The third thing is have a conversation with maybe someone on your end, someone that gets you, someone maybe that can relate to your issues, maybe a coach, maybe a parent, maybe a friend, somebody that can really have your back. And the two of you can just have some laughs, talk about it, laugh it off. Oh yeah, I know, she's such a, she's a, they're schmagagis, they're whatever, right? So you guys can laugh it off. At the end of the day, it's being playful because you know that it's family, and with family, there's always gonna be some kind of mama drama, right? Or some kind of issues going on. But at least you can laugh about it, you can play about it, and you have someone now in your court that you can feel like you have your own tribe and your own connection with people and your own circle. So you don't always have to rely on this one circle that may not make you feel the way you wanna feel, right? And the third part, I lost my count here, but that doesn't matter, I do it every time. The last piece here is taking full ownership of your own world, meaning exactly what I just said, but on a deeper level. Find your own tribe. Find the things that make you happy. Find the things that make you feel like you belong. Now, it's important not to go out again and look for people to make you feel some kind of way. Nobody can make you feel some kind of way. Everyone is in charge of their own level of crazy, okay? So let me say that again. Everyone is responsible to recognize and manage their own level of crazy. So always saying it's his issue, it's her issue, it's their fault, it's not my, no. It's our own issue, okay? So everyone's responsible for their own chaos. So when you do that, then you can take full responsibility of finding your people, finding the right tribe for you, finding the right things that make you happy. And then when you do go spend time with these other folks, you now have that internal strength and that internal reservoir to pull from, so that when they make you feel involved or included or like you belong or whatever, now you can just do an affirmation like, I do belong, I am amazing, I count because I'm here, I count because I'm here, I matter because I am here, and my presence makes an impact. So those kinds of mantras, those kinds of affirmations can always help you pull from that internal reservoir, so you don't always have to pull from the outside. Okay, so I hope this helps. It's an ongoing process, and it is what it is. And the truth is that when you do this, it will impact the rest of your life. It will impact your work. It'll impact your relationship. It'll impact your career. It will make you better and all around. It's not just this one little area and I'm having all this drama over here and it doesn't impact me. Oh, it does. It does impact you. And that's why all of these pieces have to constantly be worked on and understood, that they are all linked together. How we show up in one area, we show up in another. Okay, guys? So with that, as always, when you know and understand yourself, the world will know and understand you too. And remember, what's the best that can happen? Okay, have a great one and all the best.